This is a greenhouse that's being built in a partnership between the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma and the USDA through a CFP grant. Our partnership with Oklahoma State University is they're helping us to review and to audit the grant to make sure that we're on track to meet our goals. This project is something that my wife and I began working on maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It was a part of work we were doing to research indigenous Choctaw foods. Some of the crops that we're going to be growing here are incredibly threatened. For example, the beans, we just have 9 seeds. So we need the very best opportunity for those to be successfully grown and to produce their own seeds.
Well, it's meaningful to me because it came handed down from my grandfather to my mother. And they grew it in those days, and so to carry it on would be wonderful, you know.
The work Ian's doing is really pushing it along, and the help from OSU to do it. It's basically history, you know, the flavor of history. And we have one granddaughter now, and I would love for Nova Belle to get to experience that flavor and grow it herself.
The next phase is another partnership with Oklahoma State University, and it's to get the families that are interested GAP certified so that they can sell their crops. And then the last stage is to work with Choctaw Nation businesses, like, for example, the community markets that the tribe has set up in rural areas so that these crops can be sold there, and that will provide an economic incentive for tribal families, but it will also at the same time work to shrink the food desert that we live in. Bringing back to life some of our heritage crops is, in a small way, bringing part of our culture out of obscurity. Over the last many generations, some things in Choctaw culture have been marginalized, and so they've fallen asleep. And this is about the community proactively working with other partners to bring some of those sleeping aspects back into regular practice. And through doing that, we have an opportunity to improve community health. You know, Native Americans suffer diabetes, obesity, and stroke at a higher rate than any other segment of the American population. So we can use these foods to help our community become healthier through its own means, on its own terms.
To carry on, you know, what we had would be wonderful to me, you know. Abuha po chasta tubia tugmo hukchachi, ufuchachi pa hano ka po.